They changed a bunch of stuff, but does it matter? It's been almost a month since the CEO switched roles to the Chief Creative Officer. Patch point 4 came out with a ton of changes. They actually started buffing stuff. That must have been a great conversation in the office. Players are still leaving in droves. We need to make some changes. Oh, we can double the time it takes the Eagle to rearm so that the orbital stuff seems to be a way better option. That would make it worse. That would just make more people leave. Yes, and a smaller player base is a lot easier to keep happy. We have too many people. You're fired. You're fired. Get out of here. We are buffing everything. Rocket Sentry got reworked. Machine Gun Sentry cooldown reduced. All Sentry's durability went up. Minefields damage buffed. But the big ones are the Stratagems with Precision Strike and Air Burst cooldowns being reduced, the Orbital Gatling with fire rate and rounds per salvo going up, increasing armor pen, along with decreasing cooldown and upping the Eagle Strafe and Run uses and armor pen as well. 110 rocket pods with better targeting and armor pen damage. They buff damage for the heavy machine gun and machine gun things like the sentries and guns on the exosuit. They're still dropping ammo capacity and mags, but I'll talk about that later. But on a ton of guns, they increase damage against durable body parts, which are the parts with high mass and no vital organs, so I'm assuming it's like the Chargers and Spewers' backsides and legs and stuff like that. They let you get super samples on level 6 now, which is huge for me personally, since I want to just have fun and chill most of the time, and level 6 is the sweet spot for me. Fire tornadoes have been reworked, so it shouldn't feel like they track you down and pile up specifically on the players. I knew it, because people said I was crazy. It didn't do that now. If I can find the clip when I was playing and 5 or 6 of them converged on me and then follow me when I ran away, they reduced the spawn rate of heavy armored enemies on the higher difficulties, reverted the patrol spawns, added an acid effect that slows you by 30%, but you can still sprint, but now lasts 4 seconds instead of 3. Also changed how some of the enemies work with spewers and Bile Titan spit, now applying an acid effect. Also, it made it so that you can only get hit 4 times a second with it and only once per projectile. The getting hit multiple times explains so many insta-deaths I've had. They introduced supply lines and attack origins. It's basically a lit up line on the map showing you where they are coming from. This helps with immersion and the community strategy for the war. Changed some of the Quasar cannons reload based on temperature. We all know I don't like increasing cooldowns and such, but this makes sense, and with some of the other buffs to things, I feel like I have more options, and it's a tactical choice to not bring Quasar to hot planets so it doesn't bother me as much. There's also a ton of other enemy changes, like the box can't shoot sideways, for example, and other various fixes. Now that we went over what has changed, does it actually matter? For the most part, yes. They are doing what I hope they would from the beginning, which is start buffing the things that suck and leave the good things alone. They are removing a few things because they know it's not fun. They are taking out those annoying planet lighting sources that blinded you, so you had to play it at night if you wanted to see. This whole first effort is a good one. I still don't like that they removed ammo from something, but at least they buffed other aspects, so it actually feels like an act of balancing instead of just the nerf of something since it was popular. I also learned the Orbital Precision Strike was originally intended to be used against fixed positions. Since I have been using it on heavies, they noticed that's how we were using it and made changes to make it easier for us to do so, instead of telling us not to do that and apply some type of nerf to keep us from playing the way that they thought we should. So that is a good sign of philosophy shift in the teams. They also mentioned with the Eagle Strafe and Run, they upped the armor pen, since that stratagem is supposed to deal with small groups of medium armored enemies, and it wasn't effectively doing that, which leads back to what actually is armor doing. If the stuff they made to deal with it isn't reliably doing it, same with the Purifier, the crossbow, and grenade launcher. Hopefully they get the rest of that sorted out soon. With the changes to patrols and the shooting angles of the bots, I decided to give that a go, but the spawning rate still seems like too much at one time. We couldn't complete a mission 1 level 6 and got overran with having 4 drop ships in the air at one point. It made me feel like I wasted $10 on the Warbond just to try out the new weapons. We switched the bugs with the same results until a third friend joined us, and then things felt a lot better. And we didn't get overran, and we actually completed the mission, so I'm not sure why it's feeling like that. So there's probably still some tweaks to be done there. I see this as a win overall. They're listening, they are making things more transparent both in-game and the decisions behind the changes. I see this as a step in the right direction. Some stuff I would like to see changed is still putting some of the other weapons back to where they were and then making the other ones just as good. They're doing good with bringing some of the others up, but they haven't started undoing some of the nerfs that got everyone to leave in the first place. Give me back the ammo or at least more mags so I can carry the same amount of actual shots. Figure out why medium armor pen weapons can't reliably damage medium armor. I don't know anyone who actually uses mines, since you are either running to a new objective that is normally in the middle of the open, so there is no tactical choke point to make them of use, compared to literally anything else. Plus, you don't know what terrain you will be dealing with before you dive in to even know about the choke points to begin with. So I think that effort would be better spent on something else, since the only thing I've ever seen a mine kill was me. The new Warbond guns are fine. I haven't unlocked the knife yet, but a rifle with a 920 fire rate is pretty fun when they're close. I like the Vietnam style type of vibe, not too sure about the melee damage stuff, but I much rather have a more open type of armor system, where the bonus to it is an equipable item, more like the helmet or the cape. So I can look how I want and use the passive talents I want to as well. Just take that expensive super credit pack out of the Warbond and put in that passive into place and just make it a purchasable item so that we can just equip it in that slot and be done with it. It would make gearing much more enjoyable as a whole. But why is the ammo booster even a thing? Why not just dive with full ammo? It still just doesn't make any sense to me. So in conclusion, is the game back? The player count popping up on this patch seems to lean towards yes, but we'll need more time to take that into account for anything. Just the fact a bunch of people coming back to check it out, including myself, says that there's a lot of faith in the game and they are righting the ship. This patch was a huge step in the right direction, so I can feel my playtime is going to go up drastically in the future, especially with these changes to the super rare sample, since I love the balance of fun and challenge that level 6 has. Thanks everyone for sticking to the end. If you like it, give me a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, hit that thumbs down twice so that I know that you mean it. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.